Hi, I'm Tony Junor. I'm the producer and president of Calliope Sound Productions. I began working in theater in 1980. Formerly I was a dancer, and then I came down with arthritis in both my knees and couldn't dance anymore. And theater and music and all that stuff has always been a thrill of mine. I've always wanted to do drama. So I finally got my chance. I went to acting school. I did theater and film. I've done a few films. And then I decided I wanted to do some of my own work, present other plays that aren't normally presented, and I created my own company. When I first started, I saw Man of La Mancha in 1969 on the O'Keefe stage. I'd never seen live theater in my life. It blew me away, absolutely blew me away. And the applause, the admiration, all that, I was hooked. So from then on, I went to theater. And I've been in it ever since, one way or another, either performing as a dancer or an actor and director. Calliope Sound Productions began as a way of exploring plays that weren't readily available to most people, and also would give me a chance to do more directing. It's been 20 years now, and I started doing everything on my own. We started first with a radio show, a live radio production, with 5 actors and a live Foley operator, a guy who makes all the sound effects. So we didn't use any canned sounds or anything, it was all live on the stage. It was really a lot of fun. We recorded it, it's actually online. And also it was much cheaper to produce because we didn't have any sets and no fancy costumes. And people could just imagine what they wanted to imagine by watching and seeing how it's made. And so we went from there to doing some children's shows, and then we finally got into more adult programs. And we still do the radio dramas. I've worked with many of the theater groups, primarily the musical theater group. We're very, very, very active. We need more exposure, if nothing else. We try our best to get bums in the seats, so to speak, but we don't always reach the right people, and I think it's one of our biggest problems. But there's no shortage of talent in Mississauga. We have so many fine actors and fine performers and musicians, tons of musicians. It's a great place for anyone who wants to do theater or music. Well, one of the things I noticed when I first started was there was a glut of women actors, predominantly relegated to backstage work or to doing minor roles. And I wanted to do more to utilize those talented people that I've worked with many times. So I formed another group inside of Calliope called the Calliope Muses. It's basically 8 women, and they produce, direct, and perform in women-centric plays. The age range is anywhere between 30 and 70 years old. And these women are a heck of a lot of fun, let me tell you. One of the things I really enjoy is trying to push them to expand and to learn new things. I don't want them getting stuck in the same type of roles they've always done, which is safe and comfortable. I want them to explore more challenging roles. I also want them to directing, lighting, stage managing. I want to move it around a little more so we have more talent base, because right now there aren't enough female directors, I think. There aren't enough female stage managers or backstage people, period. And we have so many people who are so incredibly talented. And I just want to make sure they get their fair chance to shine. We've pretty much covered everything. We do live performances of bands, and we have Busker Fest, and we do musical theater, we do dramatic theater. Maybe what we need more is more outdoor things in the summer. I don't know if that's necessarily so, but I think maybe we should be getting more programs to introduce, especially younger audiences, to theater, for one thing. I think if you don't expose it to them when they're young, they won't ever experience it or enjoy it. I was exposed at a very early age on my own, and I've done the same thing with my little brother, and he's now doing it with his children, who are 9 and 10, and they love the theater. So I think one of the things we have to do is we have to start exposing our children to more theater earlier. I've done so many shows that I'm so very fond of. Actually got to live up my dream of doing Man of La Mancha a few years back, and I got to play the villain, which I never get to play, with a standing cast. It was so much fun. We get to do stage fighting, which I never get a chance to use very often. I get to sing and I get to dance. I've also done I did The Odd Couple many, many years ago, which most people know it's a funny comedy. Again, I wouldn't have gotten a chance to do that had it not been community theater. Those are my favorite memories, I think. Oh, what's next? For the last 3 years, I've been trying to do a show called Driving Miss Daisy, which was a film, and I've been trying to get the rights. I'm hoping for next year, maybe this will be the third time's the charm, we can get to present that to the audience. In which case, if I do it, it'll be the first time I will be on stage in my own company. For some reason, every show I pick has no parts for me, so I'm hoping that this year we can get Driving Miss Daisy on board. And we're also looking at doing the female odd couple or the female foursome. Thank you very much, Mississauga Arts Council, for having me out here today, this wonderful interview. Please come out and see our show, which is currently showing at the Arundel Theatre in Mississauga at the University of Toronto. We're looking forward to seeing you. Come on out.